My name is Margaret Wousman. I was born in 1975. I came to Almere in 1998 and I live in the Molenbeek. This is my story. I was born in Liverpool, a port city in the northwest of England. My father was Dutch, my mother English with Irish roots. My father was a sailor and was often away, so our childhood was predominantly British. Liverpool is an old city, large, noisy and friendly. It was a pleasant place for my brother and I to grow up. In our suburb of Crosby, we could walk to fields in one direction, the beach in the other direction, and a half hour in the car took us to the busy city centre. There is a great sense of community in Liverpool, and at the centre of my community were the church, school and scout group, which were all linked to each other. Crosby had, and still has, a village feel, and there was a sense of belonging. Moving to live in another country was never part of my plan. When I went to study at Liverpool University, I chose Beginner's Dutch as a default course as part of my degree. I was studying English and pure maths. After a year, I dropped English and switched to just Dutch and maths. A requirement to do this was to spend a year living and working in the Netherlands. So I packed my bags and with my young daughter moved to Zwolle in the east of the Netherlands to work for a year as a language assistant at a secondary school. It was at this school that I met my Dutch partner Arjan, and although I did return briefly to the UK to finish my course, it was the Netherlands which was to be our home. When in 1998 Arjan was offered a job at the Oostvaarders College, I had never heard of Almere. But we made the move and settled here. Our two young daughters were both born in Almere. The thing that at first was most noticeable about Almere is that everything was so clean and new. Nothing was falling down or boarded up. Everything was modern. There were bike paths and bus lanes. I both love and hate this about Almere. I love that it's so easy to travel by bike and bus. In England, you are risking your life if you attempt to take a bike into traffic. I love that there is so much green and that it's such a safe place for children to play outside. But I miss back streets and corner shops. I miss quirky places and the unexpected. Almere is so new that everything is still exactly where it was planned it should be, and there are rarely any surprises. Another thing I noticed about Almere, and that I do love, is the many nationalities that live here. Although I am always aware that I am a foreigner in a foreign country and the culture and the language will never be mine, I am also aware that in Almere this is not unusual. I have been lucky enough to be part of International Almere, an organisation supporting the international community here, and which has brought me many friends and a sense that I am not alone in my struggle to belong. I have also been lucky in that those cornerstones of my life in Liverpool, the church and the Scout movement, are both spread over the entire world, so that both in Zwolle and in Almere I could step into something that was familiar but with a Dutch twist, and both have helped me to become more a part of the local community.